Cancer. Hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late January 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancer collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for our good friends, the Cancer collective? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer mid to late January 2026. We're moving on into Aquarius season. Okay, I'll take it. Cool. So this card to me always has like a dualistic type of message, and they're completely different. You know, one of it is like very, very lighthearted. The other one does seem a little bit cautious for one reason or another. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this jester-like individual here, kind of playing with the little puppets, being a little puppeteer. So first and foremost, let's start with the good aspect. To me, I feel like this person is having fun. They're literally playing, right? Putting on a little show. So that's the lighthearted aspect. So for some Cancers, maybe Spirit wants you to do something a little lighthearted. If you've been going through some difficulties, if you've been going through some monotony, whatever it might be, Spirit might want you to cut loose a little bit when I see this card. Like, enjoy yourself, have fun. Now, there is this aspect of this person kind of putting on a show. So there's like this entertainment feel that I have as well. So again, whether it's a hobby, whether it's physical activity, Spirit just wants you to relieve stress and cut loose a little bit. Now, if we are to go to the other side of the coin, you know the symbolism when we have someone that's pulling the strings and playing with puppets, right? I don't want to say this is like manipulation or anything like that, but I'm always cautious when I see someone playing with puppets, right? Like they're pulling the strings, they're controlling something from behind the scenes. So again, I don't want to get anyone like all freaked out, but it's just worth looking into, especially if you're dealing with some funky situations with various different people. There might be more than what it seems. That's how this feels to me. So you could take either or, you could take both. I like the lighthearted aspect, but we're just going to let that puppeteer keep doing his thing. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Cancer. What do we have in mid to late January? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Powerful Shift. So it did seem like for a lot of Cancers, various situations, I don't want to say we're up in the air, but the energy is in flux. So there could be a lot of things, a lot of dynamics, whether it's work, personal relationships, or otherwise, that are in a state of change. Now, I do believe that in life, everything is always changing, just sometimes it's faster and more powerful than others. So to me, it felt like for a lot of Cancers, there was a lot more pressure behind it. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cancer in mid to late January. What do we got going on? There we go. That's different. Don't get freaked out about it. It's just a very, I don't want to call it a stuck energy, but it's like lodged in there. So we have the Devil in position number 1. Let's get him tucked in right by that amethyst. Let's get a couple more here. Okay, so that balances it out. So we got the sun right there in the center. That's pretty good. Let's get one more. It's going to be one of those readings, Cancer, especially like you remember with that very first oracle card, there were 2 sides to it. Same exact thing happening in this reading. It's like we have like 2 totally different things happening. And then we got Lady Justice, all major arcana right here, which is powerful. So that makes sense with what we've been seeing. There's some big themes and archetypes that we want to pay close attention to. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, let's talk a little bit about the elements. And I always feel like that's very important because it tells us the areas of life that could be important or how energy is moving. And we have a pretty good mixture, right? Like if it was all one element, then that's a little lopsided. But we have earth, fire, and air. So these could be totally different situations, totally different things that are on your plate right now. or just different aspects to the same thing. And we have this duality that's already starting to show, especially with like Lady Justice. Then we have the dark and the light. So we have like this yin yang type of energy already starting to show through. But yeah, Earth generally represents our sense of security. It can represent money. It can represent, material things, work, finances, home, family. Sometimes it could get a little stuck. Then we have fire, the realm of action, actions we take, the actions other people take. And it's generally our passion, our vitality, our drive, our desire. Could be a little unpredictable, could be a little explosive. Then we have air, which is very logical, pragmatic. It's about intelligence and the mind, problem solving, planning, strategy. Also, communication. Downside to air is it could be a little flaky, it could be a little flighty. Not saying air signs are that way. I'm just saying the element of air itself, it's quickly moved. So the way it all combines, like I've been saying, it feels like a little bit of a yin yang, a little bit of a balancing act going on, which could be good for some of you. I guess it depends on your situation. But we have a lot of zodiacal markers starting to show up. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we are starting with the devil himself. Now, for a portion of you, this could be a Capricorn you're connected to. Maybe you have Capricorn placements. They get this card due to the goat symbolism, okay? So if you're a Capricorn cross watching, we're not calling you devils here. It's just due to the goat head that's on this person. Now, the devil isn't all bad, all right? The card, okay? So we'll talk about the positive and the challenge of this. And we see him sitting there. I mean, we are ending Capricorn season, so this could talk about something you're experiencing right now. But the challenging aspects of the devil, there's a pretty large list. Now, when we look at the energy overall, it's kind of a stuck energy. When the devil energy gets under the skin, it stays there for a long time. So whether this is an issue, situation, problem, or just something you've been dealing with for a long time, that's what I always think of with the devil. It's like, all right, either I've been working with this for a long time, or this is one that's really difficult to move through. So we're going to have to look at it further. This could represent addictions. It could represent obsessions and jealousy and toxicity and like thought processes that are like running in circles. So you see what I mean? It could be a lot of different things. Not saying that anyone in your life is a devil, but like it represents an unsavory energy field. Now, what you might ask, what's the positive of the devil? It's good when we talk about the material aspects of life. So when we're talking about work, when we're talking about money, material security, this is actually a really good card. It ties in directly to it. This is the material world that we're looking at with this card. So we'll have to pay close attention to it because, of course, it could be a warning, it could be a problem. Now, moving to the center, as we get the devil right back in by this amethyst, we have a complete and total counterbalance to what this card represents. So maybe these energies cancel each other out. That's very possible. But we have the sun. Now, as far as zodiac signs, this connects to Leo. So that's your zodiacal neighbor. So maybe you have Leo placements, maybe you're connected to Leo. But the sun is the most positive card in the whole entire tarot deck. I connect it with life, love, its source energy, it's pure. So when I see it, I think of blessings, I think of abundance, I think of optimism, I think of things going perfectly. So you see what I mean? It completely shines light on this devil energy. So I could see with these two combined together, it's a great time for problem solving. It's a great time to shine light on things that you haven't been addressing when this card is here. Because the other aspect of the sun is that it represents illumination. It represents clarity. Nothing can hide under the rays of the sun. So sometimes it can represent information coming to the surface, or clarity, or realizations, or revelations. We just need to look at it further. So you might ask, what's the downside of such a positive card? It's the intensity, right? Like, have you ever heard of people getting sunburn? Yeah, that's very similar here because it's good, it's great, but it needs to be in doses, right? It needs to be, I don't know, like it could just be super intense. And like when you combine these two energies together, there is a very strong intensity. So there could be friction. Now, moving to the back end, we have the opposite of that. We have Lady Justice. Now, for some of you, this could be a Libra you're connected to. This card is very in depth. And again, they're all major arcana. These are all very big themes. Lady Justice, we're going to start simple. She could represent paperwork. She could represent contracts. She could represent legalities or legal situations that you might be dealing with. So just anything you're putting your signature on, be careful when Lady Justice is here. But what is she doing? She's holding the scale. She's balancing things out. So see what I mean? We have this, then we have her. She is a very karmic card. So she could talk about people catching doses of karma. She could represent karmic situations, karmic cycles that we're going through. So she is a very in-depth card. But I just find it intriguing that we have this energy that seems to either be canceling each other out or bouncing each other off. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got for Cancer? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that devil? And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, devil, what are you doing here? Why are you showing up in the Cancer reading, please? Oh, okay. So we have the Hermit. So more major arcana. This is Virgo energy here. It's like very withdrawn. All right. It's something where it's like, all right, well, if I don't think about it, if I don't address it, it's like I'm just going to put this to the side for now. That's so again, I am potentially seeing some situations or some problems or things that might be bugging you in this time. But like when I see the devil with the Hermit, it's like I'll go through this on my own. Like I got this. I'll figure it out on my own or by myself. Now, for some of you, this could be a way you're handling something. That could be a way someone else is handling something. Where it's like, all right, I'm in this devil energy. I don't want to spread this around. So I'm just, when someone goes into quarantine, I'm sure a lot of you remember quarantine, right? That's how this feels to me. It's like I'm going through this, or I'm feeling this, or I'm experiencing this problem or this situation, and I'm going to keep it to myself. So there is problem solving, but it's being internalized as well. So, which I don't think is a bad thing. Like, I mean, not every problem you go through you have to share with the world. Like, sometimes you want to just go through it on your own, or you just want to process it on your own. That's how this feels to me. Okay, because remember, the Hermit is like very private. It's retracted. It's pulled back. It's very hush hush, very silent. Could be secretive as well, but it's also wise, right? There's a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of spirituality here. So I do see like a transmutation of problematic, difficult energy, but it's being done solo. So again, not saying whether that's you or somebody else. For some of you, this could be advice from spirit. I mean, and I do always believe that talking to someone or getting help if you need it, there's nothing wrong with that. But this energy is like, I'm compartmentalizing this and I will deal with this on my own. Let's keep going. Let's see if we get more information. Let's go in on the sun, because the sun, just like, remember, this is all dark and retracted and pulled back. I want to see what the sun does now. So let's see why it is here. Let's see what's happening. Why is the sun in the mix? Why is the sun here? Breakthrough moment. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse underneath here. Whether this is like a dots connecting, the revelation, realization. When I see the Eight of Pentacles in reverse underneath it, it's like when I don't try as hard, that's when everything starts to click. So there could be something that Spirit wants you to and I hate saying this because I have a lot of cardinal placements. I'm an Aries. I have Scorpio placements. So I believe that for a lot of things, you want to put action in. You want to do this. You want to work on that. You want to be proactive. But this energy is telling me the opposite, which I've seen a couple times this week, where it's like, okay, well, the less I try, the better it gets, which might be like that might mess with someone's thought process. But I feel like this could just be a breakthrough that naturally happens. So whether it is an aha moment or eureka moment or revelation or just that powerful breakthrough, that's how it feels. That's just how it feels to me. So I'm going to ride with the message. So for a lot of cancers, if there's things you've been dealing with, things you've been working with, things you've been internalizing, when I see this energy in the center, it's like, I don't want to say you're going to solve all your problems in a day, but to me, it feels just like a breakthrough moment coming in. So it could be very powerful and it could come out of the blue, especially with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Because remember, in the upright, this is a card of work, diligence, effort, push, push, push. When it shows up in reverse, it's like I'm barely trying at all. So it's like best results when I don't try. Let's keep going over to Lady Justice and see what shows up. Because these energies are definitely like dualistic or duality. There's like a yin yang effect, because this energy is like trying and working and internalizing. This energy is just very carefree and has that breakthrough. So let's see what Lady Justice has. Then we'll do our recap. So why is Lady Justice in the mix for my cancers? Hopefully it is a breakthrough for some of you, for that aha moment. That would be nice. Okay. So I have the Eight of Wands in reverse underneath, and notice we have the repeating eights, especially under the Karmic card. There's this powerful Karmic energy that's still lingering around you. Um, I don't want to say I feel like the universe working its magic behind the scenes, but that could definitely be the case. Even though like I don't want to vocalize it, I feel like that is part of the message. So for a lot of you, you might be dealing with some situations where you might be here right now, or you might not be seeing much, or you might feel stuck, or you might feel like you're in limbo. But to me, there's like a lot of alchemy going on behind the scenes, karmic energy where the universe is pushing things forward. So the Eight of Wands, usually it's going fast, it's action, it's pushing, very similar to this Eight of Pentacles, but this is even faster. The fact that it's in reverse, it's either one of two things. Either it's just taking a breath and taking a pause, where it's like just take a breath, take a pause, or it's the universe working for you, not against you. And I've seen this in a couple other signs this week where it's like, you know what, sometimes the universal energy, it's just working in your behalf. Sometimes it's not. You could be dealing with various karmic type situations. I think I've seen that for you in recent weeks. But it is showing up here once again, where it's like the energy is just working for you. And I hate saying that you don't even have to try, because of course you want to put effort into things, but it's just dots connecting on their own. For another portion of you, especially with all these karmic cards and the double eights and Lady Justice, there could be a karmic cycle that you need to touch base on again. So this could be a karmic return of something where it's like, okay, well, unfinished business, unfinished situation, let's revisit this and try to work on it, or let's revisit this and try to figure it out. So there is this like karmic cycle returning as well. Let's go through and do a quick recap. So there's a lot of stuff here. I feel like I could keep reading this spread for like another 10-20 minutes, but if you kind of look in the box, position number one, we have the devil with the hermit. So yeah, that is a problematic energy, but it seems to be internalizing it. And to me, it's like, I don't want to bother anyone, I'll just handle this on my own. It feels like a quarantine where it's like, I don't want to spread this out there. I'm just going to keep it here. So it's someone being very private and concealing and keeping something within. In the center, we do have the powerful sun with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. That is that powerful breakthrough energy. And it could be tied to all this karmic energy. So it's like, boom, the energy just clicks, it just connects. There's just like this aha moment. And it also feels like the less you try, the better results you get. So it's like you don't have to struggle, you don't have to push or try too hard. It's like things are already in motion. And getting to the back end, it's very similar because we have Lady Justice with the Eight of Wands in reverse. It's like you don't really have to do much. It's like something is already in play. So like we already have this karmic energy. I did also say that this could be like a return of a cycle where unfinished business, whether you figure it out on your own or it's like, yeah, let me revisit this and see how it goes. So please take a screenshot, and that could be soul searching too. Remember, it could be all internal, especially with what we have in the front. Yeah, take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What do we got for Cancer? What do we got for Cancer? Oh, there we go. I'll take it. All right, so we have the Five of Pentacles in the upright now. I like the art on this card, but the energy that it carries is I don't want to like be over dramatic, but it can be difficult. Now, the Five of Pentacles, you see in this version of it, we have our good friend Sasquatch watching these campers. So there is this certain sense of isolation or loneliness that I always pick up with this card. So for some Cancers, maybe that's the way you're feeling. Maybe there's someone or something you're missing. Maybe you have this certain isolation to you. This could easily be somebody missing you as well when I see this card. Watch out for money things. That's another thing. Like when I see the Five of Pentacles, that could be a lot of money out. But when it's on the emotional realm, it's a secluded type of energy, like we saw in the beginning with the Devil and the Hermit. Just know if you are going through a very difficult time, there are various avenues for you to take to get people to help you if you need it, whatever it might be. You don't just have to keep it all inside and work through it yourself. Maybe this is a piece of advice you're going to give to somebody else. So we're just going to put that down right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The January subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or if you'd like to see what 2026 has in store for you, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The January schedule's already up, so you could go check it out and see what's available. It's going quick, but for the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's absolutely adorable and is great for readers of all skill levels. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments from today's reading which card spoke to you the most. Even if the reading didn't quite hit, which card was giving you those warm and fuzzies or really caught your attention. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.